let us try to understand the relationship between law of diminishing marginal utility and price. Well, this relationship is basically the basis of law of demand. Yes, the relationship between the price and law of diminishing marginal utility forms the basis of law of demand. This can be explained with a very nice example. In order to understand this relationship, let us look at this chart. We will assume that the amount or money or price for each marginal utility is rupees 10. So let us see this chart. Chart has certain columns in it. The first column is talking about number of units. Second column talks about the marginal units derived from those many number of unit purchased. The third column will talk about the marginal utility in terms of rupees. The fourth column will talk about price per unit of a commodity. The fifth column will talk about the comparison between marginal utility in terms of price and price of the commodity. So let us assume that a commodity is available at a unit price of 50 rupees in a market. And we also understand that for every marginal utility unit, we will try to convert it in terms of rupees. So for every marginal utility, we will associate it with 10 rupees just for the knowledge sake. So what happens when a consumer buy a first product, it will have marginal utility of 10 units. Now for 10 units, with every unit has 10 rupees associated with it, so total marginal utility in terms of rupees will be 100. Price paid for one product will be 50 rupees. What do you understand? That marginal utility in terms of money is higher than the actual money paid. So a rational consumer will tend to buy it. Now I end up buying the second product. So as the law of diminishing marginal utility says, my marginal utility for second product will be less and it will be 8 units. So the money derived or money calculation of marginal utility will be 8 into 10, 80 rupees. Price for second product will also remain same, 50 rupees. So still in this case, what I understand that marginal utility derived from second product is 80 rupees and the actual price paid is 50 rupees. So still it's an attractive bet. A consumer will tend to buy it. When a consumer will buy third product, its marginal utility will be reduced now and it will be 6 units. So in terms of money, it will be 6 into 10, 60 rupees. For third unit, the consumer will pay 50 rupees only. Still for the third unit, the marginal utility will be more in terms of price than the actual price paid. When the consumer tend to buy the fourth product, its marginal utility derived will be 5 units. So in terms of money, the marginal utility will be 5 into 10, 50 rupees. And the amount paid will be 50 rupees. In this case also, a consumer will think of buying and can tend to buy since the marginal utility in terms of money and actual money paid is equal. When he tend to buy the fifth product, what do you understand? And now the marginal utility is only 4 units. So the marginal utility in terms of money will be 4 into 10, 40 rupees, but he's end up paying 50 rupees. So now here he'll understand that he's paying more than the marginal utility in terms of money. So a rational consumer will not buy this. If you further go down and tend to buy the sixth product, the marginal utility will be 2 units. The amount will be 2 into 10, 20 rupees, but he's end up paying 50 rupees. So it will definitely not attractive bet. The consumer will not buy it. So what do you understand out of this? that a consumer will tend to buy a product till the time its marginal utility in terms of rupee is higher than the actual money paid, or probably equal is still fine. But as it goes, the marginal utility in terms of money goes down, the rational consumer will not tend to buy it. So let us look at those specific areas. In this case, the first three products he buys, the marginal utility in terms of money is higher than the actual money paid. We call this as intra-marginal unit. The consumer will tend to buy the product. At the fourth unit, when I see that the marginal utility in terms of price and the actual price are same, we call this as marginal unit. And later on, for fifth and sixth product, what we understand that marginal utility in terms of price is less than the actual price of the product. This is called as extra marginal unit. So with this extra marginal unit, consumer will not tend to buy it, because what he assumes that my money is valued less than the actual it's worth, and that's where he tend to buy less. So what do you understand? That this relationship between marginal utility and price forms a basis at what quantity consumer will tend to stop buying, and hence it forms the basis of law of demand. So yes, the relationship between the diminishing marginal utility of a commodity and price forms the basis of law of demand. Also, it gives us an insight at what price, at what level a rational consumer will avoid buying. Naturally, when the price value of marginal utility will be less than the actual price paid, the consumer will not tend to buy it. Hence, at intra-marginal unit, it will buy. Probably at marginal unit also it will buy, but at extra marginal units, the consumer will not buy the commodity.